They want me to answer questions, then we can swap sides. I remember...
After 14 years of breaking everything, we're getting on with the job of fixing it, and all she can do is cart from the sidelines with absolutely no policy.
Mr. Speaker.
That was the Prime Minister, shredding the Conservative leader in a chaotic, high-stakes PMQs as the Tories crumbled under pressure over tax hikes, benefit cuts, and NHS funding. This wasn't debate, this was a political execution. Welcome to the political arena where gloves come off and careers combust. In this explosive PMQ session, the Labour Prime Minister went full throttle, exposing the Tory opposition's economic failure, hypocrisy, and desperation. You're going to want every second of this. Hit subscribe for raw political takedowns and viral moments straight from Parliament. It all started when the opposition tried to land a blow. The Conservative leader stood up and mocked Labour's budget claims, asking,
Mr. Speaker, the Chancellor claimed that her budget was a once-in-a-Parliament reset. So why are we having an emergency budget next week?
Mr. Speaker, we have to send massive 22 million black hole in the economy. They crashed the economy. We're rebuilding Britain.
And the tone was set. This wasn't just defense. This was Labour going on the attack. The Tory leader then tried another angle, zeroing in on national insurance hikes and their impact on hospices and care providers.
Pharmacies and care providers from her national insurance rise. Will he, at the very least, support exempting these vulnerable services from his jobs tax?
Prime Minister, I noticed she didn't say.
She was hoping for sympathy. Instead, she got scorched. The Prime Minister stood firm, but
paying his jobs tax.
Mr. Speaker, we've already invested £100 million for adult and children's hospices, an additional £26 million in funding.
The opposition wouldn't quit, accusing Labour of failing to fund salaries, not just buildings. So the PM threw it right back.
That's exactly what she wants all the benefits, but they can't say how they're going to pay them. She carts from the...
A total unraveling. Tory MPs were left rattled, and the Prime Minister was just getting started. Then came the turning point. The PM called out the hypocrisy head on.
Prime Minister, I noticed she didn't say they're going to reverse the national insurance rises. That's exactly what she wants all...
He rattled off every Conservative failure.
I'm realistic about the Conservatives. The reality is they left open borders and she was the cheerleader. They crashed the economy, mortgages went through the roof, the NHS was left on its knees, and they hollowed out the armed forces. This government has already delivered 2 million extra NHS appointments. 750...
And then the mic dropped.
2 million extra NHS appointments. 750 breakfast clubs. Record returns of people who shouldn't be here, and a fully funded increase in our defence spending. That is the difference that a Labour government makes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The chamber was silent. The Tories tried to spin, but they had nothing. Even on the topic of welfare reform and disability support, where they tried to trap the PM, he didn't shy away.
Shouldn't be here, and a fully funded increase in our defence spending. That is the difference that a Labour government makes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. A lady came to see me recently who needed help. She had a disability. It meant that her children have to help her cut up her food. They have to help her wash beneath the waist. They have to supervise her as she goes to the toilet. Under the Tory welfare system, we were able to...
Enter Liberal Democrat leader Ed Davey. He tried to pin the Prime Minister against the wall over the national insurance rise impacting care homes and pharmacies. He warned,
this afternoon, but we're hearing worrying reports that the Prime Minister will order Labour MPs to vote against it. Will the Prime Minister reassure this House and patients across the country that these reports...
The trap was set, but the Prime Minister didn't flinch. Again.
We're able to put record amounts of money into our National Health Service, and vitally important that we did so. And it is it isn't right to simply oppose the measures we had to take to raise the money and at the same time say, as the Honourable Gentleman does, that he wants the benefits of the increase in funding to the NHS. The two can't sit together. We have already invested an additional £3.7 billion of funding into social care, including £880 million to increase the social care grant. We can't make the investment into the NHS if we don't raise the money. And you can't simply oppose any raising of money and at the same time welcome the money into the NHS.
It was the have your cake and eat it moment, and the Prime Minister wasn't having it. But things got darker. The opposition pivoted to disability benefit reforms, accusing Labour of cruelty and moral failure. And the Prime Minister, he owned it with raw honesty.
Mr. Speaker, I've lived with the impact of disability in our family through my mother and brother all my life. I do understand the human impact of this, but the current system is morally and economically indefensible. And we're right to reform it. And nobody the broken status quo. We are proceeding on three principles: that if you can work, you should work. If you need help into work, the state should help you, not hinder you.
It stunned the room. It wasn't spin, it was values, and it hit hard. Then came the moment of the day, a far-right attack from Reform's Lee Anderson, cloaked as a climate skepticism jab. But
question, on behalf of all the net zero skeptics, if we became net zero tomorrow, by how much would it be?
The Prime Minister didn't take the bait.
Net zero is of course not easy, but it's a huge opportunity to boost our growth, our jobs and our economy. And so he knows.
Then the kill shot, the chamber.
You know, he complains that our better ideas if they stop fawning over Putin. Clanton wants to be Prime Minister. He can't even lead a party that fits in the back of a taxi.
Anna Dixon.
Thank you. Chamber exploded. Anderson's entire credibility evaporated. And finally, after more attacks on disability reform, the PM gave his clearest, most cutting justification yet.
People not in employment, training or education. That's 1 million young people. I think that's a moral issue, Mr. Speaker, because all the evidence suggests that someone in that situation at that stage of their life is going to find it incredibly difficult ever to get out of that level of debt. I am genuinely shocked that 1 million people, young people, in that position, and I'm not prepared to shrug my shoulders and walk past it.
That completes Prime Minister's question.
The Prime Minister, he stood in the fire and didn't just survive. He dominated. From NHS funding to welfare reform, from farming to national security, this wasn't a party coasting on goodwill. It was a government rewriting the political battlefield. The message was clear. You had 14 years and you broke it. Now we're fixing it. Want more viral beatdowns like this every week? Hit subscribe, like the video, and sound off in the comments. Who won this PMQs and who looked finished?